Hello, hello. Welcome to Fireside Chat with Kimberly. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you to VegKey, the sponsor for this week's talks. Prize packs for this month's contest have been graciously donated by Hodo Foods, Follow Your Heart, Cinnaholic, Revolution Gelato, Terra Seed, Fabulous, Rebel Cheese, and VegKey. So head on over to virtualvegfest.com, click on the contest tab, enter your info, and get into the swish pond for one of these amazing prize packs. So, hi, welcome. Thanks for being here. Hey, Diane. Thanks for joining. So, tonight, okay, it's the end of it's we're nearing the end of May, first of all. Like, I know that people say this stuff all the time, but like, where is the time going? And just as a quick aside, I cannot believe, hey, Susan. Hi, thanks for joining. I can't believe how much time really flies by as you start to get older, right? Because we're almost 6 months into the year, and I don't even understand where all that time has gone. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I'm excited to talk about, and I may have done a talk about this last year from around the same time, but this coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend, which, among other things, like the whole purpose for it, here in New Jersey is the unofficial start of summer. Maybe it's that way in other areas of the country, but I don't know. I've lived in New Jersey most of my life, so this is my frame of reference. So it is the unofficial start to the summer here in New Jersey this coming weekend, Memorial Day. It's when the shore opens up, everything is like ready to go. Howdy, Rick. Thanks for joining. And like summer begins, even though it isn't technically summer until June 21st. So that means that this weekend there will be barbecues and parties, pool parties, right? Even I don't even know what the weather's going to be like. Should probably check that. Um, and so people will be gathering again, and that of course means eating together, right? So I thought maybe we could talk about make it fun. We could talk about all of the foods. And Susan, I, I'm sure that you've got things to say about this because poor Susan is surrounded by people who aren't vegan. And she goes to parties and people do request, they love some of her vegan food, but at least here, Susan, you get to have a talk about all of your favorite vegan foods with people who can relate and are just as excited about them as you are. So let's talk about what are we doing if we're having a barbecue or we're going to a barbecue, or a backyard party or a cookout, whatever you want to call it. What are you bringing with you? Oh, Susan, sending hugs. um, what are you bringing with you? So I actually was talking to JP, my husband, before the show because I kind of wanted to get like what I want to share his thoughts too. The more suggestions we have, the better, right? And so he was talking, of course, about things like Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers. We always want to have food that doesn't make the other attendees go, "What are you eating?" Right? The more normal we can make vegan food, um, I think the better. And this goes for like vegetables and stuff too, because it's not uncommon at a party for there to also be things like salads. And I don't just mean a green salad. I know. We're eating a lot more than that. But things like pasta salad, macaroni salad, which yes, those are two different things. Potato salad, and then of course, yeah, the green salad, but also we can do like vegetable skewers and with like a nice Italian dressing on them. So I would marinate that. I would take chunks of like onion and like maybe baby Bella mushrooms. And I know Rick and Diane will be surprised to hear me suggest that we put mushrooms onto skewers, but here I am trying new things. And then like squares of like bell peppers and put them on the skewers and then kind of marinate that in Oh, and maybe like cubes of zucchini, maybe even potatoes. I might parboil the potatoes first though, so they were already sort of cooked. They're definitely gonna take longer to cook than the vegetables. And marinate that in like some Italian dressing or maybe even some barbecue sauce and then put them on the grill. And things like asparagus, so good on the grill, right? Of course, a little dicey if you don't have like a vegetable tray thing to put them on because the asparagus are going right through those grill grates. Uh, like, why not have kind of the standard like burgers and hot dogs, um, like the Beyond and the Impossible, and then like, what are your favorite hot dogs? Maybe you bring carrot dogs. Uh, Tabitha Brown, of course, the video that made her famous is making, um or was it carrot bacon? Oh, yeah, tofu. Thanks, Diane. Of all things that I would forget to put onto the kebabs, uh, tofu, you think, wouldn't have been one of them, so thank you for that reminder. Definitely get some tofu on there. But carrot dogs, those are I have to admit, and if any of you have had carrot dogs and you loved them, please join me in this. I was a little, I don't want to say weirded out, but confused as to how a carrot, which is um, a hard vegetable. I know when you like steam it, it gets soft, but I in my head I was thinking there's no way you can cook a carrot long enough on a grill and have it still be like flavorful and be soft where it would like seem like a hot dog. But you totally can. You like marinate it in something kind of smoky, right? Gives it that like hot doggy flavor. Um and then yeah, you throw them on the grill. Um I might steam those first too, or maybe give them a quick little boil to speed up the process, depending on how large your carrots are. But it's crazy. Like when you bite into a carrot dog, it looks like a hot dog. So you might even be able to fool some people, uh, with whoever you're hanging out with this weekend. It's worth a try. I mean, why not? Weird them out with a carrot dog. What else? We're talking about hot dogs. And do you have favorite brands? So if I am having a burger on a grill, I want some cheese on there, and I'm going follow your heart Gouda every single time. There are other cheeses that are good, sure, but I don't know. I never ate Gouda cheese, and I know you've heard this before, right? I've talked about this cheese a lot because it's so good. I never ate Gouda cheese when I was still eating cow cheese. I uh, I don't think I even would have entertained it, and the first time I had the Follow Your Heart Gouda, I think it was still a little smokier than I was expecting, but by round 2, I was all in, and now it's my favorite cheese, and I almost eat that exclusively on, like, a regular basis. So I would definitely be throwing some Follow Your Heart Gouda on there. And then, my husband, though, his favorite Follow Your Heart is the pepper jack. So his burger would have pepper jack on it. What are your toppings? Are we doing fun toppings? Are we going just standard, like lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles? What kind of pickles? Do you guys have opinions on pickles? I do. My favorite pickles are not dill pickles, although those are fantastic. My favorite are called new or half sour pickles. So they're still kind of cucumbery, but not but still pickled. And they're bright green and they're super crunchy. I don't like a mushy pickle, so my pickles, I like them very crunchy still. What about some sautéed onions and mushrooms? My grill has a little burner on the side. So, like, I don't even have to go inside and make that while things are being grilled. I can make the sautéed onions or mushrooms right on the side there. And then it has like a little table that you pull out on the side. And so I can do all my vegetable chopping outside too if I wanted to. It's really great. Very, very helpful. Yes, that's right. I always forget about field roast. My grocery store doesn't it very rarely has field roast, but yeah, field roasts are great. My grocery store, the local my grocery store, the the grocery store local to me, sells mostly smart dogs, and I actually really like them. The normal sized. I'm not a huge fan of the big ones. I think they taste different. It's kind of like the normal size candies, right? Before, back when we ate that stuff. Normal size candies versus fun size. Like there's a taste difference. I don't care what anyone says. Susan, no evil Italian sausage. Oh, called the Stallion. I've never had that. I know the brand. I'm familiar with the brand, but I haven't tried that. So I'm gonna write that down so that I can remember to keep an eye out for that. Italian sausage. Yeah. What about sausage? Is anybody making sausage at their barbecue? Um, like some sausage and peppers, little bit of marinara sauce on top of that, by the way. Just a thought. I know that typically, at least I think it's not typically served that way, but I like it. I'm a big fan of condiments. I like sauces on things. So that that would be a suggestion for me as well. So we've got burgers, hot dogs, uh, carrot dogs, sausages. Um, what are we doing for? Oh, Whole Foods carries them. Okay. I think the nearest Whole Foods to me is like an hour plus away, but there's one like 10 minutes from my parents. So when I visit them, I can always swing by to Whole Foods and pick them up. Okay, larger smart dog is better. That makes sense. Yeah, you cover more ground. You put them diagonally, less likely to fall through the grates. I like it. These are good ideas. What about all the side salads? I love the standard potato salad with some like vegan mayo, but also I love, excuse me, a potato salad that has like dressing, more like maybe a Dijon dressing or an Italian dressing, and then with some like scallions or chives, and maybe some chopped up parsley, or if you'd read my last blog from a couple weeks ago, some lovage. So we talked about that, right? And yeah, I did a show on it too. You chop up some lovage and then throw it in with the potatoes. I think it's so full of nutrients. It'd be a fun way to get in something super healthy along with your potatoes, which are also super healthy. Um, and then so macaroni salad, which my understanding of macaroni salad is it's like elbow macaroni, mayo, maybe carrots. Just to like make the texture interesting. And then pasta salad is much more like rotini pasta or bow tie pasta with like an Italian dressing and maybe like some peppers and onions or even like some cubes of some vegan cheese. That's a fun salad to make too. Ooh, grated carrots and green peas in your potato salad. I love that. I would never have thought to put green peas in my potato salad. Thank you, Susan. Oh, Diane, that's awesome. Oh, that must have been so good because that flavor of the lovage where it's like it's very celery. So like we talked about, they're technically part of the parsley family, but the celery flavor is so intense. I love that it worked out and that it tasted so good. Thanks for sharing that. Um, so right, so we got pasta salad and then grilled. Oh, Diane, you read my mind. Grilled peaches. I was just going to ask, all right, we've talked about the food. What about the dessert? So yes, grilled peaches for sure. We get grilled pineapple. Uh Definitely have to have watermelon. Could we put that on the grill? I don't know. Um, but we definitely need watermelon. We'll grill some peaches, grill some pineapple. What else can we? We've got to have some kind of. Hair's a little crazy today. It's wash day, so it's got a mind of its own. Anyway, um, what else? We should do some kind of, because we've got to have fruit, right? Especially it's starting to be like warm. Like this past weekend, it was in the 90s. Oh my gosh, it was so hot. And then today it like felt cold because it hit like 72. Um, but so, when it's hot, you want to have that like refreshing fruit with you. But then like who doesn't want like some kind of chocolate dessert, or like are you making mousse or like cake? Is cake too heavy when it's hot outside? It might be. Maybe some pints of vegan ice cream, uh pie? What's like a good summer pie? We're not in peach season yet, so I don't know that I'd make pie, but anyway, keep the thoughts coming. What else could we have? You think about dessert. What about drinks? We've got to have beverages. So of course we need to have water. Everybody needs to be drinking lots of plain water. But I was eating some leftover pad thai that I made yesterday for dinner just before, and I had cut up a new lime to squeeze lime over my pad thai, and the smell of lime, that is like summer to me. Oh my gosh. There's like this sweetness and this bitterness, and just the smell of it just takes me to like a warm day near the beach. And of course it makes me think about mojitos and mixing it with sugar and some booze, but mostly mostly lime just really makes it feel like summertime to me. So like what are some things that we can do with limes? Like, how do we mix that up? And not just like boozy drinks, because everybody needs to be able to participate. And so maybe like we have a soda stream. So maybe I would make some seltzer and put some fresh lime juice in it, and then have some wedges, for a little extra squeeze. Oh, Susan, what do we got here? Mixed fruit salad and black bean brownies. That sounds amazing. I love it. And key lime pie. Yes, please. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, you too, Diane. Very nice. So certainly we're gonna need to get some key lime pie going this weekend. Oh gosh. I ate dinner and I'm hungry now because we're talking about all this good food. All right, so we've got the food down. What else is there? Well, I guess there's are we going to a barbecue where we need someone to make food for us? Do we have that conversation about the grill? Do you care? Some vegans don't care. Not that they don't care. I don't want to say that. Some vegans are willing to eat something made on a shared surface because the it's not about purity for us, right? It's about showing people that it's possible. I think there's so many people, it's like a barrier, right? Oh, being vegan's too hard. What a pain in the ass you have to be if you're vegan. And I was on a call yesterday and someone said that some convincing someone to change their religion, and not from like a culty perspective, like, just from a general conversation perspective, convincing someone to change their religion is easier than convincing them to change how they eat. That's huge, huh? I mean, we know how important religion is to people, and um how much, like, how connected people are to that when it's meaningful to them. So if that's easier than convincing people how to eat differently, if we put another barrier in the way, and I'm not gonna shit on vegans who do want to only eat from spaces that haven't also cooked animal products. I totally get that. Like I don't want my stuff to have, grease from animal flesh on it. But if I think there's a chance I can plant some seeds, have some real conversations, or get people to see that it's doable in a real life way, versus I have the conversation with them like, can you make my food first? That's actually an okay. I think that's a good compromise. Can you make my food first if you get there early enough, right? And then they make your food, and then it doesn't matter. They can fill up the grill as they're going to, right? But to like in the middle of all of it, request that they clean a section of the grill or, um, I don't know. It's important to know your audience, right? And it's important to know yourself. If you can't have a conversation about it, you don't want to have a conversation about it, people's activism shows up differently. We all do it differently. And what that means is that we can all reach more people because not everyone is going to respond to me. They might respond to Diane's approach or Susan's approach, or they might respond to mine and not theirs. So, it's just important to know who you are and how you can, which situations you are willing to get into a conversation and which ones you're not. So, it's all fun, but there are always those opportunities to have these conversations. And sometimes, I'd say more often than not, it's more about what you're doing than what you're saying. So if people see that, you're kind of cool and laid back and you're just having a good time and your veganism is not the first thing that you're talking about or the only thing that you're talking about, I think it makes it seem more approachable for someone who isn't quite there yet. The connection hasn't yet been made. Once we make that connection, then, I mean, how many of us, once we made that connection, we're like, where's the tallest mountain I can scream this from? Because everyone needs to know what I know. Everyone needs to understand how the animals suffer, that they need to make this change because this is the only way. How many of us are like that? All of us, I want to say. So it's not like, but if you're not there yet and you haven't quite made that connection, there's a chance that someone being like, "Hey, I'm the vegan. I won't eat food made on this grill," and then that's the only thing you talk about the whole time you're at the barbecue. Like that has a very different feel than the vegan who shows up and says, "Hey, I got here early. Would you mind, just throwing my stuff on the grill first before you start cooking everything else?" Or or that you brought like a bunch of food to share with people. I just think it has a different vibe, if you will. And for me, that's the most important thing is to reach as many people and let them know how easy it is instead of like I'm the purest vegan that you'll ever encounter. This is a great idea, Susan, because who doesn't love cold sandwiches, especially when it's hot outside? And so you can put together some sandwiches, and whether you bring like a platter of like the vegan cold cuts and cheese, or if you put together a bunch of sandwiches and then present that kind of as a platter. And so it's a platter of vegan sandwiches already made. That's so easy. I love this idea, Susan. I love it. What a great suggestion. And then you're right. Then it takes away all of the concern about the grill. You don't need to worry about where your food is being cooked because you've got your sandwiches ready to go or the cold cut platter easy to get to. I haven't yet tried because I haven't seen them at the store, but I was enrolled in like a business course with this woman, Kathy Heller, who's actually Jenny Goldfarb's best friend since she was a kid. So she uses Mrs. Goldfarb's and the building of that business as an example as she talks about business experiences in the course. And so like I feel like I know this food, but I haven't had it yet. No, the day I find it, I bet that's at Whole Foods too, right, Susan? That's what you're going to tell me. So now I definitely need to make a trip to Whole Foods to give that a try. I love all of these suggestions. You guys are so helpful. Talking about food is always so fun, right? So as we get ready for the first of hopefully many okay, Publix. Okay, gotcha. We don't have any of those in New Jersey. I have to find out what their like sister grocery store is because maybe we have like a branch of that. But I bet it's somewhere. I'll Google it. I'm sure that it's somewhere here in New Jersey. So yeah, so I love talking about food with you guys. It's so fun. Always such great suggestions. And you know what? After the weekend, like let's like tag me in your posts and stuff, and we can I want to see what you're eating. So tag me in, and we'll talk. I would love that so much, and I'll be sure to post some fun things that I get to eat over the holiday weekend as well. Well, I guess that'll do it. We've run through a bunch of ideas. So if you still need some suggestions of what to do this upcoming weekend food wise, find me on Instagram, Facebook. Did you bring the hummus? Send me a message. We'll talk about it. I'll help you figure out whatever it is you need to bring to wherever it is you're going. Thank you, as always, for being here with me. I love spending, these 20 to 30 minutes with you on Monday nights. It's good for my soul, and I just have such a wonderful time. And I'm always honored because our time is so limited and precious and important, and you choose to spend a little bit of it with me. And I'm so thankful for that. Have an amazing night. Have an amazing week. The stew is here on Wednesday, so come on back, join us for an always lively conversation for sure. All right. Thank you so much. Have an amazing night. Bye.